You're what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Live and Rebel. Welcome back to PPL Heat of the Week. We riding solo today, unfortunately, like Jason Derulo, because KJ is super busy at the moment. But he promised me that week 5 next week is going to be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. Again, I'm just paraphrasing, but he pretty much said that week 5 is gonna be spicy and super spicy, super crazy, blah blah blah. So it's just gonna be me today. So today's gonna be a very short episode because I don't have, KJ and I don't have the delay or anything. So it's just gonna be me, just slowly drifting wave after wave. You know what I mean? So before we get started though, a couple housekeeping things. So obviously KJ's not here this week, but he will be back next week. Then the second thing is the leaderboard. So going into this week, this is our leaderboard right now, and the storyline going into this is Lars going to be on the gold medal side for 3 weeks in a row? That's the storyline going into this. So this is the medal count going into this week. And lastly, this is very good news for certain people that have noticed this. This will be my last week with this backdrop right here. I will be flying to my actual desktop when it comes to week 5. So yes, I will be beating the Rooster allegations after today. I will be beating the Rooster allegations today. So that's going to be very exciting and something to look forward to, as there's one that goes off right there. So let's get into the Eli tier right away, ASAP. No Rocky. We have, now this game in particular, I could have picked, there were so many sets that could have fit this tier, unfortunately, right? I'm not, like, they were very good sets. It's just like when they were actually played out. So for example, we have, I could have picked Daria's Chalon Berry Zarude to stop E-Speed Lucario from going crazy, right? However, she didn't pack the right coverage move to punish E-Speed, unfortunately, right? Then you also have the Spike's Normal Gem, what's it called? The Spike's Normal Gem Self-Destruct Overquill from Dr. Slacking. However, even with Normal Gem, Mamoswine still lived. So that's not, so that, I could have picked that also, right? But this week, so here's the thing with this set, right? The thing with this set is that Daria has brought it multiple times and never really got to shine, right? She never really got to click the buttons that she was supposed to click with the set. Brings it again, and freaking, like, listen, I know it's a water, I know Palafin's a water type, but the Specs Aura Sphere damage that she was denting, like mid to late game, was super unreal. Like I kid you not, it was 2-hit KOing like Dittos and Hydrapples. I couldn't believe it. Right now, I understand, because everybody and their mom knows, right? Palafin has a ungodly attack stat once it becomes a hero form. But what people sleep on is that it also has 100 special attack when it becomes a hero form. And with Specs, so Specs coming off a 100 base special attack with Aura Sphere, Dr. Slacky couldn't really switch into that properly. Now, it's in the Eli tier because, Hydrapple and Regenerator is such a cheat code. And, she locked it to the move, right? Because couldn't really lock into Boom Burst like that, because that means that Stellar Lucario could come in, right? But the Aura Sphere with Regenerator, that it meant that Aura Sphere couldn't get the job done the second merry-go-round, and Hydrapple, just picks it off with like 2 Giga Drains or whatever. So it's Daria's in the Eli tier once again, unfortunately. But I'm glad to see that the Specs Palafin finally went out. and did the thing that it's supposed to do, right? Again, it didn't really pick up the kills, but it was just denting things left, right, and center. And for that, it has to be in the Eli tier at least. And, you know, it's my tier. I get to pick whatever the heck I want to be in this tier. So, Daria is back in the Eli tier once again. That's just the game we play, I guess. Moving on to the bronze medal. See how we're moving super fast today? The bronze medal is going to, so I think from this point out on, to be honest with you guys, like, it's the theme this week has been, you know, like the sets are heat, but the plays were even hotter. And we're starting off the podium segment, the podium portion of Heat of the Week with Gray's DD Necrozma. Now, what put this on the podium, right? Because the thing is, right, DD Necrozma is like super common now, especially with this generation because it lost autonomized and agility, right? So DD is probably the best way to, you know, boost speed and just start, you know, going in, right? What put it on the podium for me was that in came a Thunderous, right? So Seabad brought Mirror Herb Thunderous, thinking, oh, like I could just copy the other Dragon Dance. I'm behind Reflect, so I should, you know, take on, you know, whatever's coming in the next hit afterwards. And I should be fine, and then just 2-hit KO it with Acro. No, hitting through the Reflect against Thundy was just super insane, and to me that is what made that's what got Jack onto the podium, right? So the whole set was DD, Morning Sun, Photon Geyser, and Ironhead. Ironhead was to specifically deal with Screamtail. However, Screamtail ended up being this booster lead with Rocks and T-Wave. So all Jack really needed to do once Screamtail was getting rid of was just like, okay, how many Dragon Dances do I need to Photon Geyser through, let's say, Espeon, right? Because while Espeon is a Psychic type, which would resist, it also has like 60 base defense. So after like 2 or 3 DDs, which Jack was able to get up, you know, at that point, Espeon couldn't switch into Photon Geyser at that point. So that's why Gray's on the podium this week. It's his first time on the podium, and you know, KJ and I are rooting for him to get on, you know, down the line. Maybe week 5, maybe week 6. Who knows? Who knows? Again, this is the same guy that be pulling up with the ops counter tech. The same guy that be using Greedent to his advantage. Did it against me in PDD for crying out loud. But Gray V, congratulations, you're on the board. Really great job. Moving on to the silver medal. Now, this is a very controversial. Well, I wouldn't say the set is controversial. It's just like, you know, I was talking it over with some of the people, and by some people, it's just mostly acid. So, you know, this set not being gold, you know, but I think at the end of the day, I think it has to be silver because, again, AV Regice is something like that, like that's common, right? And Charge Beam just makes sense because you're boosting special attack as you go, right? When you're AV, you can't use, like, you know, any setup moves or anything like that. I mean, Regice lost Rock Polish, but like it's whatever. Veps just saw that he didn't really need the speed; he just needed Bolt Beam, Terra Blast, and then Charge Beam to boost up the special attack. Because with, again, Regice has 200 base Spit Out. Okay, so slap an AV on, that thing's tanking whatever it wants to tank. And what put this in the silver over the bronze category for me was, okay, Veps has recognized that Lottie could be weakness policy as soon as the agility popped off. So what did Bro do? Bro, like, Terra Blasted and then Charge Beam twice to make sure that Ice Beam can hit through Lottie, so that way the policy never procs. And those big brain plays made the difference. Pretty much, like, it set the tone for the rest of the game. Terra Normal, Porygon Z couldn't hit through it. Tri-Attack got a status, but it was burn. So it was literally the best status Regice could literally ask for. Like, it literally took on the Tri-Attack burn and was just like, okay, I'm going to Ice Beam you. And then the turn after that, Bro said, you know what, I'm a Thunderbolt. And then it almost cooked Gator. And then Gator got the Trailblaze play correctly, but it was Helmet Rotom Wash anyway. So Gator was just neutralized. So it really was like those sequences right there. What was just insane, and I can understand why it should have been gold. But what ultimately made it go in silver for me was just like AV is like the second most common item for Regice to hold behind heavy duty boots, and to me that's why it goes into silver. But the plays were easily gold tier, if not platinum tier. So once again, Vepsis gets another silver medal to represent all the little Danos out there. Like, really great freaking work, Vepsis. Can we see a third? Could we see a third? Who knows? Gold. Now, we talked about going into this. What is it? Could Lars get gold a third time? Right? Could Lars get gold a third time? That's the question going into this week. And you want to know something crazy? Lars actually made it to the gold segment. I swear. Okay? I'm dying just talking about this because he technically got gold a third time. Just on the losing end of the spectrum. And so, my man Killawaboom, aka the Ecuadorian Envy, pulls up, right? So first of all, I've never seen, like, can we just get this out the way really quickly? Like, can we talk about Metagross when it comes in and it's just like, it's just hitting its like best T-pose when it enters the battlefield? Like, that's just sick. On top of shiny Metagross already, okay? So it's in its T-pose like this, right? And Excadrill comes in to revenge it. Bro clicks Endure. So Bro clicks Endure, and you know, obviously, Excadrill like brings it down to the 1 HP. Killua makes the read to knock off on the incoming Lottie, because like again, he's already revealed Psychic Fangs, and I believe, and like obviously Lars is a good enough player to know that like, okay, this thing can get Earthquake and things like that. So I'm not saying Lars made a bad play, like he played to his, you know, positioning, right? Okay, Lottie covers EQ because of Levitate, and Psychic Fangs is resisted because Lottie's a Psychic type. So it made sense to go Lottie after the Endure tour. But Man's Click knocked off an O-Code the Lottie. Like, you want to talk about next level plays? Like, yeah, Vepsis had a chain of big brain plays. Killua made one giant play, and it worked to perfection. Because if Killua got that play wrong, right, and Excadrill stayed in, it was, you know, Excadrill gets the kill there, right? That's what made it more spicy and more dangerous, more heat, right? Was that if Excadrill stayed in, EQ goes off, Metagross set is probably going in the Eli tier for this week. But clicking knockoff on the Lottie, pure chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I just, wow. So, long story short, a plot twist. Lars did make it to the gold medal segment a third time, just on the losing end of it, thanks to Killua Boom's plays. Oh, it's fantastic. It's super fantastic to see that. So here is the updated board. So again, Daria is here a second time. I'm just gonna go, like, obviously, like when I cut, I'm gonna go update it for week 5 to see. I believe she was week 1 and 4 now. So that's two hits for Daria. Gray, like I mentioned, first time on the podium. It's a good start. I expect to see this guy more and more often. Veps has got his second gold medal this week. And then Lars made the segment a third time, but it was Killua that takes the gold medal. So that pretty much wraps it up here for me. Yeah, with that, it's been your boy Lad the Rebel. I'll catch you guys week 5 with KJ. Peace!